Hi, I'm Dr. Hunt, and I was referred to you by Dr. Connolly for some cognitive behavioral therapy. Today we're really going to go through a little bit of history of what some of the concerns that you have. I'm going to be talking mainly to Morgan, but Mom, anytime that you have anything to add, feel free to jump in. And then we're going to talk about some strategies that could be useful to help. I know headaches are a big issue for you. Talking to Dr. Connolly, but also with some stress relieving and some other coping skills that can be helpful with the headaches in addition to maybe some anxiety that she mentioned. And then she also had you fill out a headache diary, which I have, and it looks like there are some thoughts that you have right before getting a headache. Can you tell me a little bit about what those thoughts are?
Well, I do get like the tingliness in my lips and my fingers, and so then that just makes me like very nervous and like I don't know, and sometimes I lose like my speech isn't very good and I just get really nervous and my heart starts beating really fast, like
Okay.
as if it was a panic attack, but it really hasn't actually been a panic attack.
Okay. And so when you're in that state and your heart's racing and you kind of have those sensations where you know you're going to get a headache, what are some of the thoughts that you have related to that? Like some worries that you might have?
Well, I know I worry about getting all my schoolwork done and just like what other kids will think about me if that ever happened during school.
Okay.
Or getting into like a good college if I miss so many classes.
Yeah. Because increased stress can definitely have kind of triggering or exacerbating effects for headaches. So I'm going to talk about CBT in general a little bit, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. And it's found to be very effective in a lot of different things, but especially when we talk about pain and some of the anxiety that can be related to pain. So there are three parts to what we call cognitive behavioral. So cognitive, your thoughts. So that's why I was asking a little bit about some of the thoughts that happen when you get a headache or when after you have a headache about all the things that are stressing you out. And then we look at behaviors. So some of the behaviors that might be linked to the headaches or the anxiety. And in that sense, it seems like sometimes staying home is what we call reinforcing for the headaches. So it is a little relaxing and a little fun in the moment. And although it may not be consciously reinforcing the headaches, unconsciously your body kind of learns that when it has a headache, you get this time off. So then it can kind of exacerbate and make the headaches more frequent. And then that's all related to your feelings or your emotions. So using the CBT model, these things are all very interconnected. And so for your case, if we think about, let's start with the thoughts, because I think sometimes that's a good place to start. So your thoughts are, I missed school today, so I'm going to be so behind on my homework, and maybe my coach is going to yell at me because I missed practice.
Yeah.
And so when you have those thoughts, it affects your feelings, right? So how does it make you feel most of the time when you have those thoughts?
Like scared and nervous.
Yeah. And then when you feel scared and nervous, that might lead to some of the behaviors that can cause even more anxiety. And so those behaviors are kind of the avoidance of what we talk about. So maybe you're feeling really stressed the night before and you wake up in the morning not feeling so good, and you already know that there's going to be a lot of work when you get to school. And so staying home seems like a lot easier in the beginning. But do you have any ideas of what might be helpful if you wake up and you have a headache or you have a stomach ache and you're just really nervous about going to school? Maybe something you can do right when you get to school that would make it a little bit easier?
Sometimes I'll drive her in so she gets a little extra time at home so she doesn't have to take the school bus.
So another piece of the behavior part of CBT is to use relaxation strategies to calm your body. Because like you said, when you're feeling anxious, your heart starts racing a little bit and you have a little bit trouble breathing. So what we're going to do is do some behaviors, some relaxation strategies to help. The other one is called guided imagery. So I want both of you to think about kind of an idea of a place that you've been or a place that you think is really relaxing. So a lot of people think of the beach, but some people think of like a cabin in the woods, but just a place for you that something that you can very vividly visualize, and that is very salient for you. All right, so you can keep to yourselves what it is, or you can share. But I'm going to walk you through a little bit, so it helps to close your eyes. So when you've chosen your place, try to imagine it with all of your senses. So first, through sight. So look all around you and try to pick out the different things that you see. Is it a bright, sunny day? Is it snowing? Are there other people there with you, or are you by yourself? Next, I want you to use your hearing to explore the place that you're in. Can you hear animals or birds? Are the people you're with talking, singing? Next, I want you to think about the smells. Is it a familiar smell? Very strong? Or maybe less intense? Really take a deep breath to take in that smell. Then using your sense of touch. Are you on the beach where you can feel the sand between your toes? Is it a warm day? Is the wind taking some of the heat off your skin? Finally, is there anything to taste? Does snowflake fall on your tongue? Or can you taste the saltiness in the air? Now, before you come back to the room, I want you to think about a word or a phrase that could help you remember this relaxing space. Because this is hopefully a place that you'll be able to come back to anytime you're feeling tense or anxious. Slowly open your eyes, come back to the room. Morgan, do you want to share where your place was?
It's the beach.
Yeah. Do you go to the beach on vacation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For me, that behavior of avoidance is the one that I'm most concerned about and trying to avoid as little as possible. So that's not to say that you should never stay home sick from school, because that's that's not realistic. But thinking about just every day trying to, is this something I really need to stay home for, or can I face it and can I try to work through it? And that's the same with the headaches too. That some of that avoidance keeps them going. And teaches your body that you can't function with a headache or with that pain. And so we're trying to reteach your body that you can still do whatever you want to do even though you have that pain.